Hello, I'm Jake Gallengram. This is my review on Marvel's Studio Phase 1, known as Avengers Assemble Phase, is what I looked up on the internet after Googling it when I checked how many movies in Phase 1 from Marvel Studios, and ends with the 2012 first Avengers movie, its last one in Phase 1, and begins in 2008 Iron Man movie. It is the first one in Phase 1 of Marvel Studios cinematic universe storytelling. And this is Phase 1 only reviewing Phase 1 in this video of the story of the Infinity Saga. And this, because I actually, come to think of it, I think I love all of the movies in the first phase enough to give all of the first phase of known as Avengers Assemble from 2008 starting into 2000 and ended in 2012, the phase of Avengers Assemble. I give all the movies in that run a 10 out of 10, from the first Iron Man. That includes the first Iron Man from 2008, and Iron Man 2, and Captain America, the First Avenger, and also Thor, the Incredible Hulk, and also Marvel's The Avengers from 2012. Did I mention Iron Man 2? Also, I don't know if I did. I know I mentioned Iron Man 1, I mentioned Iron Man 2, not sure. Out loud. And also The Incredible Hulk. Yeah, I thought I want to mention, I remember now. Okay, I give, let's see, so how many movies in the first phase? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6 movies in Phase 1, I guess. That comes with the first Avenger movie and Hulk, and 2 Iron Man movies, 1 Captain America movie, and 1 Thor movie. It's kind of strange. I always thought it was strange. Now, I thought it was strange as a kid how we kind of glanced how he didn't give Hawkeye standalone story before the Avengers, and I thought it was kind of strange how they didn't give Black Widow a standalone story before the Avengers. As a kid, I thought that was strange, because the Avengers team members, like in the ones that go up against Loki in the first one, and they become Avengers in the movies, and they are technically the main ones that are the founding members that the Avengers in the first movie, in the movie form. So it's kind of weird how those are the only 2 that didn't got standalone stories. And we got standalone stories of, let's see, Hulk, Cap, and Thor, and Iron Man. So that's 4 Avengers movies that got standalone stories before the 2012 movie, whereas the absence of 2 that didn't got, and that would be Hawkeye and Black Widow, that didn't got a standalone story before the first Avengers movie, which I think was the best time to do their stories. If any time would have been before the first Avengers movie, I think. No, that's what I just thought I think, that's what I thought. And I think it was kind of a mistake to give them standalone stories after Endgame. Avengers Endgame came out. Because to me, I don't know, I just feel like the stories, Endgame felt like it was, I felt like Endgame felt like they were running out of ideas with these characters, was what to do with them. Because even though, like, I mean, I don't hate Endgame, I didn't love Endgame like I loved the first Avengers movie. Or even Iron Man 1. I thought Endgame was like a more of a game, more of like a movie that felt like it felt like a bunch of ideas thrown in together. Random ideas thrown in together. And, I'm not really sure what the point of making Endgame was. Other than just for Thanos to, get killed off in Endgame twice. To be honest, him getting killed off the first time was more satisfying than the second time. I just felt pity for him the second time when he got snapped away at the end of Endgame. Because that's not even the same Thanos that accomplished his goal and that everyone loved in the first Infinity movie saga. That's a variant of Thanos from alternate timeline. That's not as complex and more of a, somehow, for some reason has a standard villain goal to kill the universe, everything in sight, and then make it in his own image, blah, blah, blah. I feel like when they killed off Thanos with Thor killing off Thanos and just having Thanos get axed off in the beginning, I think they might have rode themselves in a corner, is what I think the writers of the script did. By accident, they accidentally shot themselves in the foot because, after the time jump, they don't have any villain to fight or threat to stop. They just create a time machine for a time heist to reset everything, and only because somehow, due to lazy writing, past Nebula is able somehow interfere with present Nebula that we've been following in the story events of Endgame and prior. The other Nebulas from alternate timeline, for somehow this Thanos can see everything for some reason Nebula is seeing everything from this Nebula is seeing everything from Endgame's Nebula. Let's call it Endgame Nebula because that's when we follow Endgame. Endgame Nebula, sees everything from her point of view, but for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, her point of view is starting to interfere with past Nebula's interference, and she's starting to see things that her future self is seeing, and blah, 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 and seeing anything like the part of Thanos getting axed off by Thor, is being shown by the Thanos somehow. That's supposed to make sense. I don't know why that happened, but that just seems like lazy contrived, right? Just because you want a villain for the third act that you actually killed off in the beginning of the movie, but you don't have to create a new villain for the third act. So instead, you rehash the villain after you killed him off, and replace him with the same villain, but less creative motive for Thanos. Because this is a different Thanos, and let's be honest, I gotta admit, Thanos I killed off the first time I liked. He was compelling. This Thanos from the alternate timelines is like a one-note villain. With one-note motivations: kill everyone, win, dominate. Blah, blah, blah. I heard this before. Of course, the heroes come out on top with this villain compared to the complex villain that they couldn't beat in Endgame. One, because that Thanos was a lot more smarter. Was a lot more smarter than this Thanos. And also, too, he, on the other hand, was going up against the all Avengers with the Infinity Stones, besides just his army. And that's why he couldn't beat him. But, so, let me get this straight. To get the upper hand of the enemy, and to get the Infinity Gauntlet, your plan is to stall them, explode yourself in the opening, reveal yourself, you idiot. before you even get the Infinity Gauntlet on your hand. You idiots, Thanos. You. I kind of saw that he was going to. I'm sorry, that Thanos in the final battle that got brought back for the final battle was a total dumbass Thanos variant of Thanos. Thanos sucks in Endgame, but one from the final battle. He sucks more than Ultron or Loki for the first two Avengers movies, weak villains. Anyway, that's my brief thoughts on Endgame. And when I think Endgame's a disappointment, I'm sorry, I went on a bit of a rant there. I was supposed to talk about these movies, like from phase 1. Okay, I give Iron Man 1 a 10 out of 10, Iron Man 2 a 10 out of 10, the first Avenger, Captain America First Avenger a 10 out of 10, in the first Marvel movie, that's Marvel's Avengers from 2012 a 10 out of 10, in the first Thor movie 10 out of 10, and the Incredible Hulk 10 out of 10, and that's my final verdict on phase 1 of Marvel Studios. I'm sorry, went on a bit of a rant with Endgame. This is that, I feel like Marvel Studios, since phase 1 was ended, I feel like they don't know how to tell a coherent narrative and make these films connect with each other. Since phase 1 ended with the first Avengers movie, and then I feel like since after they finished wrapping up the first Avengers movie, I felt like when they continue it, they kind of didn't know what to do on how to make them connect into a bigger story. And they added way too many jokes to the characters of the Avengers for all of the movies. Once after phase 1 was over, I felt like, even Thor got too jokey in Dark World, I thought, And also so did Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And the Black Widow did too, in the first time when she appeared in phase 1, and the first time she appeared in phase 2 was in the Winter Soldier, and she became more comedic. Too comedic. To the point I want to punch all these comedic characters and tell them to grow a fucking pair of backbones and shut up. Is what I want to tell all these comedic characters on the Avengers, because they get annoying, After phase 1, when you exit phase 1, they get annoying pricks because they won't ever shut up with the jokes. And they're not even good jokes a lot of the times. The jokes like wondering, are you retarded? Are you stupid? What's wrong with you jokes? After phase 1, when they go, crank up the jokes and shove it up your audience's ass. Whether you like it or don't like it. It's uncomfortable. It feels like constipation. But you'll sit and watch the fucking movie anyway, because I did. After phase 1 is what I feel like. It goes downhill after phase 1, I feel like, Sure, there are some gems. I'm sure, like the Guardians movies. There are some gems within after phase 1, like the Guardians trilogies, or the first Ant-Man movie, or that I can think of. Like, I love the Guardians trilogy, and after phase 1 that happened, and phase 2, it didn't happen. We wouldn't get the first Guardians movie. Phase 3 didn't happen. We wouldn't get the second Guardians movie, probably. And then phase 4 and 6, whatever phase 1 now, I forget what's after phase 3. What phase we're in now after phase 3, after Endgame. It's either 6, I think, or 4. We're in now phase. The current phase of the multiverse, when they open up the multiverse, explore the multiverse and their stories, and doing the bare minimum of it. When they bring in the multiverse MacGuffin, I thought, That's just what I thought. I feel like they've done the bare minimum, most exploring the multiverse just when they're about to kill off the multiverse. I guess that's what they're going to do with the premise. If that's the premise of the next Avengers movie, is going to get two-parter, I guess, of that premise. And I feel like they're rushing it. They don't know what they're doing since Phase 1 has wrapped up. Because I feel like Phase 1 had a nice beginning with Iron Man and an end with the Avengers. Bye, Dad. See you, Dad. You want to hug me before you go? I'm recording, but you just be quiet and hug me, okay? Okay. You didn't trouble, okay? Love you. Bye. That's my dad. I had to say goodbye to him. He's going to look at houses for our next location. We're going to live out together. Where's my mommy Lydia? He's taking a ride with. I call her mommy Lydia because she's not my biological mommy, and my biological mommy was a bit of a bitch, an abusive one, to me as a kid. Luckily, she passed away VLS before she could do any more abuse to me, and let me get abused by her boyfriend Vinny, who she left for her dad for. That's the brief version of that topic. And that's why I call her Mommy Lydia and not Mom, because it gives me PTSD and mental twitch. A bit of a twitch on my face when I say the word mommy. That's the twitch. I'm trying not to stop. I'm trying to stop. Sometimes I'm hitting my face because sometimes that helps with the twitch. It just helps me snap back the twitch for reality. Stop. Okay, that's why I give the Phase 1 a 10 out of 10. And everything after Phase is mixed bag for me. Some gems are good, like the first Ant-Man movie, the Guardians trilogy, but that's about it for me. Wasn't crazy about the Doctor Strange movies, the first or the second one. But they look cool, fun watching movies like Endgame was. And that's why I give Phase 1 a 10 out of 10. I approve Phase 1 of the Marvel Studios known as, this phase is known as Avengers Assemble phase. Of the Marvel Studio brand. Known as the MCU, known as right-wing comedians on the internet that I sometimes follow and watch. Call it the MCU, that I call them right-wing comedians because, well, they are talking about the movies, they're mostly just trying to tell jokes. So I call them more right-wing comedians than actual critics on YouTube. Because they're pulling mostly jokes. Right-wing jokes, you know? And calling it MCU and saying that become a gimmick now on the internet. I'm not going to call that because I think that's, these jokes, those right-wing comedian jokes are going to be dated eventually, maybe in the next decade or so, probably. I don't know. But what do I know? Because I'm an actual movie critic, because I don't try to force too many jokes down my audience's throat. I just try to express myself as brutally honest to my audience, and that's you guys. That's why I don't see myself as a comedian. I see myself as an actual critic, because I'm trying to do my best to express myself without telling any jokes, really. But just what I noticed in the movie. Or sometimes shows I review. I haven't passed, so. And probably should do shows, another season, a show, review a show I seen again sometime maybe. I'm talking to myself, shit. I have the voice for the free recording stuff. Sorry. That's my review on Phase 1. I give it a 10 out of 10. All of the phases, all of the movies from Marvel's Phase 1, known as Avengers Assemble by Marvel Studios. I googled that on the internet. That's also known as Avengers Assemble. Part 1 of the Infinity Saga. And that's why I give Phase 1 a 10 out of 10. I love the characters. I love when they came together. And I love when they assembled in the final battle during the target attack. I love the epic story I told and how they connected for Phase 1. But it went down all hill then. After Phase 1 ended, I think. But that's just me. I feel like that's just me. I'm one of the majority that felt like they lost my attention after the big static Phase 2. With some gems here and there, like the Guardians trilogy, the first Ant-Man movie, and the Captain America sequels. Both of the Captain America sequels, even though one's is technically more of an Avengers story, because it does have all the Avengers and focus majority on the Avengers than just Captain America's point of view. Still a cool movie, but I didn't think they should have changed the title to Avengers Civil War when they released it. But it is what it is. So that was a good movie. I did enjoy the Captain America sequels a lot. And while I did say Thor: The Dark World got too comedic in the sequel of Thor movie, I did like at least how it continued the story of Thor 1. And brought some closure to Jane Foster and Thor's relationship. And until that got retconned and destroyed, and Taika Waititi's reimagining for Thor Ragnarok. And Thor Love and Thunder. And Avengers Endgame. When they decided to end Jane Foster and Thor's romantic relationship. When just got closure in the Dark World and things like, we're going to be okay, you know? It seems like that was the impersonation they were going to go for Jane and Thor, but didn't. I will say Thor has too many, the Thor first sequel, Thor 2, the Thor character I felt like was too comedic compared to the first one. He wasn't as human. He wasn't as grounded. He didn't add too much to the story of the script. I felt like there wasn't as much emotional weight in his story this time. So it felt like he had to go out the way to make Thor more of a comedic character than he was at the end of his first movie, or in the first Avengers movie at the end of. Does that make sense? My audience, that's what my problem with Thor 2 is. I love Thor 2. It's one of the better movies from Marvel's after Phase 1, but it's still kind of a mess. Still, I like it enough to give it a 10 out of 10, I guess. The sequel to Thor and the other Marvel gems from after Phase 1. You know, I have the problems with them, you know? I still give them the gems that are there, like the first Ant-Man movie, not the sequels, the Captain America sequels and the first Thor sequel, and all three Guardians movies, and the Souls Guardians movies, and all three Guardians movies, and the Captain America sequels are good. I give all those 10 out of 10. And I wasn't big on the other ones after that. I thought they were too mediocre and average and kind of forgetful. I give an average rating. I forget what that number is. I think that's an 8 out of 10. I gotta look that up to make sure, because I don't usually give the average rating enough onto my channel enough to remember what that number was, because I Googled it to look it up. But I think that's an 8 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 is what an average score is for movies rating. When you want to rate movies, I found that out from Google. So yeah, the ones that aren't the ones I listed off of this, not fun. That's not great, okay? They're not terrible, that's not great, okay? For me, I feel like they're lacking that comic book magic, and, you know, it's a certain comic book depth, and I feel like all of them, the ones I didn't list it off, outside of Endgame, because Endgame's one of the ones I wasn't crazy about, like the Ant-Man sequels I weren't crazy about. but I did enjoy them for what they were. Okay, fan service movies, but they feel like they're okay movies, but they're okay movies, but I don't know. I don't really like them that much. Those movies, the Endgame and the Ant-Man sequels that much. You know, I feel like they overstayed their welcome. There was their ideas and the jokes and stuff, and the characters got kind of lame, including the villains. More than. And I mean, I'm not saying the villains were ever really great, were one of the best parts of the MC of Marvel, but I feel like the ugly got created with the villains sometimes, but they weren't always used the best, and they got killed off pretty often, too often. They keep killing the villains off all the time, huh? Even the good ones, besides the sucky ones. Every once they just want to kill the sucky ones, but you have to kill good villains off too, you know? It's just, I guess, what's the word? Repetitive, boring, dumb. It's one of those words I'm thinking on when you raise villains. Anyway, that's my problems with the ones outside of Phase 1. But, I know I went on a bit of a rant there, but, that's why I give Marvel Phase 1 a 10 out of 10, though. Because I love a lot of this movie. These movies had to offer me. And, well, they didn't get everything right, but they most likely told compelling characters, and it felt like, you know, they knew how to connect all of the movies in Phase 1 and build on each other. Whereas I feel like it's been lacking since Phase 2 and beyond that. That is my problem. I just wish it felt more like the Zack Snyder's universe, like connected to each other, like Phase 1 was. Of Marvel Studios. Marvel Studios Phase 1 feels more like the 3 installments to Zack Snyder's vision of he did with Superman. That's Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Justice League, the Snyder Cut, one that's around 4 hours long. That's called Zack Snyder's Justice League, known as. I love all 3 of those movies a lot, and I love Phase 1 of the Marvels a lot. Probably as much as I like Zack Snyder's Snyderverse of DC Universe. And I wish they brought that back. Because, you know, I see room for expanding on the Snyderverse, and I see the room they can expand and have potential and have ideas like, you know, I just thought that Zack Snyder's universe was so great, like Phase 1 of Marvel. I just wish Phase 1 of 2 and 3 of Marvel is as good as Phase 1. That's why I give Phase 1 a 10 out of 10. And I love the Zack Snyder's Snyderverse. I give that a 10 out of 10 too. It's as good as Phase 1 as Marvel Studios, the Snyderverse, I thought. I would like it if they brought that back, the Snyderverse and his vision back of Batman and all the characters he brought back. Like created for his world of DC Universe. And I love what he was hinting at with Darkseid and what we're going to build to with Darkseid. I thought it was going to be awesome. But with James Gunn now, the CEO, and whoever is also someone else CEO now, is not going to continue the Snyderverse. It's going to be Gunn's vision from beginning. I'm not interested to hear what Gunn has to say with these characters. All these promotional material, and this is not interested in the Superman movie. I mean, maybe it's good, maybe it sucks, who cares? I don't. But maybe it'll make money, maybe it won't, but I don't care, because it's not going to be the Superman movie I want. It's not going to be the Snyderverse, because that movie, that universe wanted me to leave me wanting more, and I really like those versions of the characters a lot from Zack Snyder's vision in live action. And so, don't think I want to see the movie of new Superman movie James Gunn. I haven't seen anything really interested in it that has compelled me, tempted me to say, I need to see this movie before I die. Nothing compelled me to see that movie. And it's kind of strange how Superman does the bare minimum of having the barest minimum of dialogue in the movie, in the trailer. It's strange how the black African kid that says Superman, crying out for Superman in the trailer, has got me has ended up being my favorite scene in that trailer, more than Superman himself. Just that's how good the acting was from that kid. I didn't know I could be such compelled by a strange. That was just strange for me to find Superman the weakest part of the trailer, you know? Emotionally, of a character for me. He was in the trailer, you know? But, because then it was called Superman, just marketing after him. This is strange to me. But, maybe the Superman movies, I'm not wanting to see it. And I don't want it to be good. I mean, I don't want it to be successful. Because frankly, I don't care about James Gunn's, what he's doing, all the stuff he's promoting. I don't think nothing really compels me to say I want to see this version of his version of DC Universe. If he's just going, yeah, I don't even want to see him take. Because honestly, I don't know. This is what I feel, you know. So I went on rant there. I forgot what videos to make, and that's my review on Phase 1 of Marvel, known as Avengers Assemble. I give it a 10 out of 10. Sorry about the rant there. I went a bit on a journey there. That's my end of this video. So I went on long. You don't. And let me know. Just comment below. Let me know if this went on too long for you guys. This video, and comment below. Let me know if this video went on too long. Hit the subscribe to go over my subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Let me know if you like this video. Hit the thumbs up. Like this video, please. Goodbye.